Greta the Goose and the Great Adventure. Once upon a time, in a peaceful lake nestled deep in the woods, lived a goose named Greta. She wasn't like the other geese in her flock. While the others spent their days honking loudly and swimming in the cool waters, Greta was often seen with her head tilted to the sky, gazing at the vast horizon. She had always wondered what lay beyond the trees, across the lake, and beyond the mountain range in the distance. Greta had always been curious. Her feathers were soft and white, her beak bright orange, and her wings were strong enough to carry her long distances. But there was one thing that held her back. She had never traveled far from home. Every time she'd think about flying beyond the familiar shores, the other geese would warn her, "Stay close to the lake, Greta. The world beyond is too dangerous for someone like you." But Greta couldn't shake the feeling that something awaited her beyond the horizon. So, one crisp morning, when the sun had barely risen and the lake was still shrouded in mist, Greta made a decision. She spread her wings wide and, with a powerful push, took off into the sky. At first, the flight was exhilarating. The wind ruffled her feathers as she soared higher, the world below shrinking into a patchwork of green fields and glistening lakes. She flew past towering trees, meadows full of wildflowers, and sparkling rivers, all the while feeling a sense of freedom she had never known. But soon, she found herself facing a challenge she hadn't anticipated. A great mountain range, jagged and towering, stretched out in front of her. She had never seen anything so majestic, but it was also intimidating. The winds grew stronger as she ascended higher, and her wings began to tire. She felt a bit lost in the vastness, unsure of which path to take. Just as she was about to turn back, a flock of swans appeared, gliding effortlessly through the air. They seemed to glide like the wind itself, and Greta felt drawn to them. The leader of the swans, a wise-looking elder with feathers as white as snow, noticed Greta's hesitation. "Are you lost, young goose?" he asked in a soothing voice. Greta nodded, feeling a little embarrassed. "I don't know which way to go. I've never flown this far from home before." The elder swan smiled gently and said, "Don't worry. The path to the other side of the mountain is steep, but with strength, patience, and the right companions, you will make it. Follow us, and we will show you the way." Greta, filled with a renewed sense of hope, decided to join the swans. Together they flew over the peaks, navigating the swirling winds and the rocky ridges. With the help of the swans, Greta soon learned to use the air currents to her advantage, gliding effortlessly alongside them. The journey, though challenging, became an adventure of discovery, and Greta realized that with courage and a bit of guidance, she could overcome even the toughest obstacles. Finally, after hours of flying, they reached the other side of the mountains. Greta was amazed by what she saw: a lush valley full of blooming flowers, crystal-clear rivers, and towering trees unlike any she had ever seen. It was a paradise, untouched and wild, just waiting to be explored. Greta thanked the swans for their kindness and, feeling braver than ever, ventured further into the valley. She explored fields of tall grass, swam in sparkling lakes, and found new places to rest under the shade of ancient oak trees. It was the adventure she had always dreamed of. But as the sun began to set, casting a golden glow across the valley, Greta felt a gentle pull in her heart. While the valley was beautiful, her home by the lake was where her heart truly belonged. She knew that no matter how far she had traveled, the place where she had started would always be her true home. So, after a peaceful night under the stars, Greta spread her wings and flew back home, feeling wiser and braver than she had ever been before. She had discovered the world beyond her lake and learned that the greatest adventure is the one that helps you grow and find your way back home. When Greta returned to the lake, the other geese gathered around her, eager to hear about her journey. With a knowing smile, Greta said, "The world beyond is vast, but it's the journey and the friends we meet along the way that truly make it special." And from that day forward, Greta's wings carried not only the winds of adventure, but also the strength and wisdom of a goose who had ventured beyond the horizon and returned home.